Do abortion rights breach international human rights? Well, the United Nations seems to think so, and Planned Parenthood giving the most unusual award for aborting the most babies. Yes, time to look at this week's societal decay. Joining us now, Elisa Galob. Great to have you here with us. Let's start with this issue, with the United Nations weighing in on the issue of abortion when it comes to Ireland. Why are they weighing in on this?
Well, they've been going after Ireland recently in Geneva, the United Nations Human Rights Committee, saying that Ireland's lack of abortion access violates and breaches the United Nations international human rights law. They said they say that abortion is a human right when it comes to the United Nations, and that they can have different stipulations, but they must allow abortion in terms of rape, incest, fetal abnormalities. But Ireland only allows abortion if a woman is suicidal. But
okay, but we should say Ireland's got some of the toughest abortion laws, or did up until recently, on the books.
Yeah, abortion was actually completely illegal in Ireland up until recently when they made this law saying that a woman has a right to an abortion if she is suicidal. But there's a lot of questions concerning that law too, such as there's no gestational limit. So even if a woman is suicidal up until the late months of pregnancy, she's still allowed to have an abortion. The Ireland is arguing that, also in that same covenant that they say that they're violating, that, it also says that each country has the right to vote and self-govern their country. So that's what they did. They took it to a vote. It was a democratic process, and that's what came out of it.
I mean, right now, a lot of women will have to take a boat ride to London in order to get an abortion. So really, Ireland's problem becomes a British problem.
Yeah, that's correct. And I mean, even if we look at the issue surrounding abortion and suicide, if a woman is suicidal because she's pregnant, there's obviously deeper issues. So is abortion really going to help that woman who's suicidal? And does the UN have the right? I mean, I was personally with my organization at the United Nations last year for the Commission on the Status of Women, and they so ardently pushed abortion. They're complete abortion extremists. At one point, one delegation even said that they wanted torture, the definition of torture, to say that if a country doesn't allow abortion, that would be a form of torture. So they push it so extremely on all these different countries who vote on it in a democratic process that I think it totally violates that country's democratic practice.
Interesting. All right, well, let's switch gears here a little bit, because this story dumbfounded me. Planned Parenthood in the United States giving out awards for increasing their abortion quotas. What kind of company gets awarded for that? I mean, abortion is such a contentious issue. Why would you highlight that?
Well, Planned Parenthood says that, of course, they're going to award any part of their branches that excel in the services they provide, which are abortions. And so one Planned Parenthood in Aurora, Colorado, exceeded their abortion quota and therefore was given this award. Now, Planned Parenthood has said that they don't give out quotas on abortion, but different executive directors and people who have worked at Planned Parenthood who have left purely because of the quotas have said that this isn't the case, and that if they don't meet the quotas, they get penalized month by month.
I think most people would think that if they have to go into a Planned Parenthood, they would hope at least that the advice that they're getting is balanced so that they can make the right choice. This, to me, of course, had it not been exposed through social media, I mean, you're obviously not getting the proper kind of counseling. And why are they still allowed to continue with this being exposed?
Yeah, I mean, they've done worse crimes than that. I mean, there's a group in the States who go undercover into the Planned Parenthoods, and they've had various abuses, including one where a donor, a person pretending to be a donor, called and said that they wanted to donate purely to abort black babies. And the Planned Parenthood said, yes, of course, it's understandable. So there's been various abuses, even worse than this quota, and they still are up and running and funded by government tax dollars.
They're also weighing into sexuality. Let's run a clip that was taken undercover by Lila Rose, who's been on this program. She's with the pro-life movement. Here's what she uncovered.
There's so many different fetishes out there. Like
oh, really?
Some guys like for women to urinate on them, or like what is it? Pooping, basically. I was trying to find the scientific word for it. But there's some really weird stuff out there, which would be weird to me. For some people, that's completely normal. And it can be really fun, trying to figure out, oh, that was really fun, or I saw this on this, sex video, and it looked kind of cool. Let's try it.
Let's try it.
Why are they giving this kind of advice to young kids, young women?
I mean, it beats me. You've got some pretty twisted people, I think, working in these types of areas, and of course, it's been outed so many times that it's not balanced, that the abortion far outweighs the adoption referrals, and now it goes on to areas of sexuality. So I think they better have a look as to whether it should be funded by tax dollars and whether they should even be running and what kind of care they're giving.
We're living in some very bizarre times. Elisa, thank you.
Thank you.